Mingo, obviously the games you and Jordan had Saturday, it just feels like maybe everybody's kind of getting into kind of a groove or comfort level with Dart after he's kind of been the guy the past few weeks.
Yeah, I feel like coaches trusting Dart more every week, so opening up the passing game for all the receivers. You know, last week Malik had a big game, so any week it can be another receiver. This week it was me and Jordan, so we got a lot of playmakers on the outside, and the quarterback's getting comfortable with us.
I was going to say, did you ever text Elijah back or talk to him? I know when we last talked to you, you said you hadn't had a chance.
Oh yeah, we talked after the game as soon as I got on the bus. He was wanting me to break the record, so we just chopped it up for a little bit, just seeing how each other was doing.
I didn't get to ask you Saturday, but I mean, what does that mean to you to kind of have that record, but to be the guy to kind of pass Elijah, knowing what he meant to you and to this program?
It meant a lot. 2 years ago, it was different watching him, being on the field, him watching him break the record. It was crazy just seeing that many yards he get in the game. Now, I think I had a talk with him in the offseason. I told him I was going to try to break his record, so it was cool to have that happen.
What's the last month or so been like for Flash, just trying to get back to full speed, and how different is this receiving core with him healthy?
Flash is very dangerous. It's just a matter of him just getting back to his full health. You know, Flash is a very special receiver, and when him healthy, the receiving core is even more dangerous. So we just waiting on him to get back.
Obviously, you wore the number 1 jersey in high school your senior year, but knowing that there were receivers here like A.J. Brown, Laquan Treble, who wore that number 1 jersey. When you came in your freshman year, was kind of the mindset was I want that number because I want to be like them, or just kind of be like your own person?
Really, I wanted 18. I wanted 18, but I can't do that here. So yeah, 1 was the next available number. And I grew up. I really didn't start liking Ole Miss until I watched AJ. I started watching him in high school, so I was kind of keyed in trying to see who was going to go to school at. So I started watching him in DK in college, and it made me start liking Ole Miss. So it's kind of a blessing to wear number 1, just trying to keep the tradition.
Does it feel like maybe there's getting to be more balance now in the offense? Obviously, the run game was very kind of heavy and productive the first start of the season, but it looked like Saturday now there's some balance in the pass and the run game.
Oh, yeah, it's just a matter of read, just taking what the defense give us. So we run a lot of RPOs sometimes, so it's good to have a balanced offense. It's better to be two-dimensional instead of one-dimensional so teams can't key in on one aspect of our game.
You talked about Elijah. Just how many people did reach out to you after Saturday? I assume your phone was buzzing off the hook.
Yeah, I had a lot of people just reaching in, just telling me congrats and saying they were proud of me. So it was crazy, but it was a good experience to have.
So you shared SEC Offensive Player of the Week with your high school teammate,
Yeah.
Will Rodgers. Have you talked to him at all?
Oh yeah, me and Will, we talk pretty much every day. So it was a cool experience sharing the SEC honors with him. Me and him having played in high school, to him trying to recruit me to Mississippi State. Me going to my senior year of high school, he was committed. He committed before I signed to Ole Miss, so he was trying to convince me to go there, but I had to take my own path. So it was pretty cool to have that experience with him.
Just kind of going back to your high school days, how many years have you had total catching passes from Will Rogers in high school, or did it go all the way back to middle school, or?
His daddy was the offensive coordinator, so his dad had been practicing with the high school team in like 7th grade. So I was pretty much practicing the wheel probably since like 9th grade. Me and him would throw it every Sunday. From my sophomore year on to his freshman year, we would just throw every Sunday after a football game. We continued that tradition all the way until we graduated. So it was just a blessing to have Will as my quarterback, because without him, I wouldn't have made it here. I appreciate y'all.
JJ, just kind of walk us back to 2019. Obviously, the decision to go to Auburn over Ole Miss, especially right after Lane Kiffin arrived here. Have you and Lane talked about that since? And kind of walk us through about what happened back then.
Me and Lane talked about it a little bit. We just joke around about it, how he said I never gave him an opportunity to, recruit me. But it was really just deep into my recruiting, and I was going to the Mississippi-Alabama game. And I just really had my mindset on one thing. I just didn't want any other burdens, because for a high schooler, that's a lot to deal with, then going to a Mississippi-Alabama game, which was really important to me. So I really just locked in on that. So that's really much. We just joke about it every now and then.
What does this game mean to you? I imagine you probably still have some friends over on that sideline. Just what Ladarius said, he was kind of trying to take it as a normal game. What is this week like for you?
Yeah, me and LT, we talked just about it. We were just take it as a normal game, take it as any other opponent, but we also know that we got love for them on the other side, but at the end of the day, it's only one goal to get the win.
was it nice being back on the offensive side of the ball Saturday? And I guess just kind of, is that kind of a package thing that y'all worked on, or was that just kind of a spur of the moment thing?
It was very nice being back over there. Just me knowing I could go on that side and just be multiple for the team, and like I said, do whatever I have to do to get the win for the team. And it was just something that we just did, and they just put me in there, and we just ran it.
Lane told us he needed to remind you and Katie how to celebrate with the teammates. What did he say to you guys?
Well, we knew that we needed to celebrate with them, but me and Katie was so hyped about it that we just celebrated with each other. But he was just like, next time, maybe just celebrate with the team next time. But yeah.
So once you've left the school in the portal, how does it work for you emotionally? Do you still follow Auburn football? Do you still root for them when you're not playing against them? Just kind of how does that work once you've been somewhere and now you're somewhere else?
You really just focus on where you at, where your feet at, just being there, not having too many emotions. Like once you make the decision to be in the portal and go somewhere else, that's your final decision. And like I still love them, like I said, they're my friends, but at the end of the day, we playing them, so they my enemy until the end of the game.
Was there ever a part of you that was concerned or nervous about transferring to a school that was going to play Auburn? Did you ever think about trying to go somewhere that wasn't SEC West?
No, not really. I wanted to stay in the SEC West and just play the top team. I feel like the SEC West is the hardest conference, so I just wanted to stay in. I wasn't worried about just them being in there.
Having watched some film now, what about this offense is kind of different than maybe what you were watching when you were over there last year?
I say the quarterback is very different. He's quick, he can go. But if we just contain him, and he got some weapons outside that he really like, and obviously he got Tank Bisbee and Jabari Hunter. But I feel like if we just bring our A game like we did versus Kentucky, we'll be good.
If you don't mind, take us back to the previous game where Vanderbilt scored on every offensive drive in the first half until they run out the clock in the first half. You just go kind of, what were they doing well? What were y'all not doing well? And did y'all kind of figure that was going to be something they were going to do, is try to keep y'all's team's offense off the field?
I feel like so. They really tried to just run out the clock and leave Dart and the O-line and everybody just warm and not ready to go. But I feel like we just really just bagged off because we thought it was Vanderbilt, and we shouldn't do that. I mean, SEC at the end of the day, and you can get beat on any given day. But I feel like coming in, getting the correction that the half, we came out hot.
You talked a lot in the spring and the preseason about imagining your first walk of champions, imagining the crowd. Now that you've done it 4 or 5 times, is it what you thought it would be? Do you have favorite memories so far from getting to play in your hometown?
Oh, yeah, it is what I thought it would be. It's a lot of emotions. You get to dress up any way you want to. You feel good, and you get to, see family members. And I'd say one of my favorite was just always knowing my family always in that right corner, get to see them, hug my mom, dad, grandma, and sister.
How big is the Pegues crowd at these games?
I need like 20 to 30 tickets every week. But this game, most definitely, I'm going to need a lot of tickets, though. Appreciate it.